Stop 6. The stained glass windows of the sanctuary. As you look around the sanctuary, you'll notice the stunning stained glass windows on both levels. Each window tells a piece of Zion's spiritual and cultural history. Walk back down the aisle to the rear of the sanctuary and turn left to face the first set of windows. Let's begin with the first 4 windows, which tells the story of the life of a Christian from birth to death and is used in confirmation classes at Zion. Starting near the back left of the sanctuary sits our first window. This window depicts Jesus blessing the children, a reminder of the beginning of the Christian faith and Jesus' care for young believers. We move along to our right with the next window depicting Luther's trial at Worms. This window grounds believers in Lutheran tradition and devotion to the faith. The next window shows the biblical story of the Good Samaritan, calling believers to love their neighbors. The window after shows St. Paul preaching in Athens and recognizes the struggle of faith as one grows up. The last window on the south side of the sanctuary depicts another biblical scene between Jesus and Nicodemus, displaying that even the most faithful will experience a dark night within their beliefs. As we turn to the right side of the sanctuary, you'll see the next 5 windows. The first window depicts the story of Jesus and the Samaritan woman and shows that Christ fully knows his followers and accepts them as they are. The next window is the oldest window. The window shows a heart, cross, and anchor, symbolizing love, faith, and hope. Unlike the cartoonish heart shape you may be familiar with, you'll notice that this is an anatomically correct heart. The anchor is also Hoffman's nod to Scheip, that Zion Church is anchored in common sense, something that Scheip always stressed. As we move to the right, the next window depicts Jesus and Mary Magdalene at the tomb, revealing that the Lord has risen, one of the cornerstones of Christian faith. The next window, showing Mary and Martha, is a nod to the Ladies' Aid, a women's church group, and shows the connection of service as well as worship. The very last window represents the end of the Christian life, displaying the risen Christ with nail marks and a crown of thorns as the Good Shepherd. Moving our eyes upward to the windows above the balcony, you'll notice a different style in the upstairs windows. They were designed by Charles Walter, founder of the modern stained glass movement, and manufactured by the Gettier Studios in Virginia. These windows are especially rare. Unlike traditional stained glass, these windows are not painted. The glass itself is colored and structured. Facing the pulpit, the left side windows represent the Baltimore Harbor, along with the German immigrant journey across the Atlantic Ocean to America. The right side windows show agricultural themes reflecting rural life in Maryland. Now direct your eyes back to the front of the sanctuary, where 4 windows depict the authors of the Gospel of the Bible: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, whose writings form the biblical narratives of the New Testament. Matthew is in the bottom right window, Mark at the top right, Luke at the top left, and John at the bottom left. You will also notice 2 carved wooden figures above the pulpit. On the left is Archangel Michael, symbolizing divine protection. On the right is Roland, a mythological figure representing freedom and justice of free cities. Both figures remind the congregation that they are under both heavenly and worldly authority. Behind Roland are the American and Maryland flags, showing a clear message. Zion's community is proudly German, but still follows and believes in American principles.